What's up, everybody? Sean here with another Live to Roll. We're back with you for another Thursday. We had a little bit of a switch up here, change up. Women couldn't make the show again today, just lots of things going on. So we're going to hang out with you guys again. Julian's nice enough to join me again and
I represent
represent the
women
women.
today.
Yeah, representing the women for us. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about travel today. Julianne travels a lot with the Abilities Expo and just also personally, and has done a lot of travel. I've done a fair amount of travel before for like rugby and things, and then now I do a lot of more just travel with my wife, doing like I was actually just talking to Julianne before, doing like Airbnbs and things. So we'll kind of get into all that. So any
Yeah, you've done
questions?
more road
Anything?
trips, right?
Yeah, we're doing a lot more road trips now, and that's
I've done
nice.
very few, although I am driving to Phoenix, and I did just drive to Vegas, but that's usually just me alone in the car listening to books. So
Yeah.
you've actually done real life road trips with a bunch of other humans. So I want to hear about that.
Okay. Yeah. No, we'll definitely get into that. And so, yeah, if anybody does have anything they want to ask about it, comment anything, drop them in the chat, and we'll get to anything you guys got to ask or want to talk about. So yeah, real quick, let's go ahead and we'll introduce ourselves, and we'll do a quick sponsor thanks. But I'm Sean. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident 21 years ago now. Julianne, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Julienne Delara. Gosh, it's been almost 30 years for me. I woke up paralyzed one day from transverse myelitis. So incomplete T12. Used to be able to walk with the walker for exercise, and then if you keep falling and breaking bones, it tends not to work well for you. So mostly, almost entirely in the wheelchair these days.
Yeah, no, that's what, and that is actually different. The transition a litlittle bit from having to do that, and that's what talk to like even like Robert Soto that's on the Rolling Over the Hill show with Bobby. He's an incomplete para and walked with crutches for most of his early life. Well, he's 50 years post injury now, and like he can't do any walking, really standing. It's been like that slow transition and just slowly losing more and more strength and function and I don't know if that's the
Well,
same for you. If it's
osteoporosis gets us. I was walking with a walker back when I was, what, 38? And I went, okay, next step, I can do canes. So, yeah, I could walk with canes, but I couldn't hold myself up if I was going to fall, whereas you can with a walker. You can lean on it a
yeah,
lot
okay,
more. So, falling on the canes, breaking a leg, it's like, okay, no, not going to do canes.
yeah, yeah.
No, thank you.
Be safer, smarter than
It's hard to be
push.
smart when you're young.
But and that's what I know. A lot of people I think struggle with that. That do have a little bit of function. That have some ambulatory function and can walk. A lot of people really push themselves. I think a little too much. So how for you? How has that changed? Well, I know airline travel in general has changed over the years, but like, how has that changed from being able to maybe board a plane with a walker or cane to being the full time wheelchair user for you getting like on and off for a
Oh, it's way different because I used to not have to use the aisle chair. I'd just bring my chair into the plane, stand up, and hold on to the back of the seats, and I could walk to whatever seat I
yeah
wanted. Well, I got these tennis shoes that were really grip on the bottoms, and this was on my honeymoon. Thank you very much. Walking, and then when I went to turn to go into the aisle where I was going to get into my seat, well, I turned and my foot didn't. So there, yeah, yeah,
okay
spiral fracture of the femur, and you're on an airplane for 6 hours. So the flight attendants were all because it just swelled up so bad so fast, and I just went, get the vodka and keep bringing it. Get the ice and keep bringing it. So I just iced my leg all the way home, and they were very kind. They were probably scared to death of a lawsuit. So, but it was totally my fault, not theirs. So I
yeah.
don't do that anymore.
No, yeah, smart. That's all those things. You got to make the smarter decisions and stuff.
Yeah. But my girlfriend, transferred to the aisle chair. They didn't strap her down properly. She fell out of it on the way home from Miss Wheelchair America, um, and her baclofen pump got disconnected, and
Oh,
she didn't realize it. Nobody realized it, of course, because it's inside of you. And but she just started having seizures because you're not supposed to go straight off of baclofen.
yeah, you have to
So
wean.
that was a mess. So one of the things about it, we'll jump right into it. You're boarding an airplane. If you're going to use the aisle chair, know what straps have to be on and double check and make sure they actually are on. And there will be two people, one in the front, one in the back. And I always ask them, hey, how long have you been doing this? And if they say, this is the first time I've done it, I suggest that they call somebody more experienced. It's just me, but I don't want to. I don't want to fall out of that chair. That would be nasty.
Yeah, no, I know. I always hated using the aisle chairs anytime I've had to use those. And I've had to use them a handful of times, but I actually, most of my airline travel was for rugby when we were just due. And a lot of that was mostly on the West Coast or Midwest to like West. And we always flew Southwest for a couple of
Uh,
reasons. One, because they don't charge extra for any of our rugby chair, our shower chairs. Like, it's all just no questions asked, medical, boom, bags
yeah,
are on for free, nothing. And uh, the two front aisles in the Southwest planes, I'm able to roll directly up to in my chair and transfer straight in from my chair. So I was always able to do that, transfer straight in and out, no aisle chair necessary. Um, so that's what we would just always make sure to request because when you get to the gate, you check in, and I just make sure they know, like, yeah, we just need to board first. I want to transfer to the front row, and whether there was just me or eight of us in chairs on on the plane, we would take the front row, and then a couple people would be able to, like, you with like a little bit of ambulatory function, be able to hop to that second row. So,
yeah. I get into the second
yeah,
row
that's
on
what.
Southwest because I don't want all my luggage up there. I want to be able to put something under the seat in front of me.
Yeah, because you can't put anything under your seat in the front. Yeah, or on your lap, like for takeoff, anything like that.
Yeah.
You gotta have it all up. But yeah, so that's what I always did for that, and I'm honestly pretty grateful I haven't had to do that. But
And
yeah, that's what.
Southwest has changed their policy, right?
No, I haven't because I haven't flown in a few years now. So or flown Southwest. My last one was the Swiss Air when we went to Switzerland. That was my last
Mm.
travel experience, which was 2 years ago now. So
Well, Southwest no longer does open seating, and now they charge for bags. So I
okay,
don't know how that's going to work because I haven't. I mean, they have made that announcement that they're going to do that. I flew Southwest, to Houston last month, and they hadn't. They were still doing open seating. But of course, the problem with them doing open seating is it's kind of like Disneyland. Everybody and their dog says, I'm in a wheelchair and lines up in wheelchairs so they can get, advanced seating
yeah,
so they can get a better seat. And presumably, once they have assigned seating, that won't happen as much.
yeah. So maybe yeah, that's maybe you just have to check in as being disabled or like when we flew Swiss Air, there was no. It was just you picked your thing and they took you to your. Yeah, put you on the aisle chair, took you to wherever your seat was, and put you on. Maybe that is. So yeah, it's been a while. And Leo's actually asking like any tips for how to dress to make airline travel easier. Like what anything for women? Because I was gonna say I got a couple like I guess
But
tips, but for me I was gonna say one is I always bring a hoodie. Because even if it's the summer, in the summer sometimes you won't because it'll still be hot in the sky. But a lot of times I get cold in the plane, especially on a longer flight. So, and if I don't put it on, I can use it as a pillow. So that's
mhm.
my always. I always want to bring a hoodie if I'm flying. Like I don't care. Like if it's today, it's 104, 105 out, whatever. Like I'm bringing my hoodie to the airport because especially if you're flying somewhere where the sun's going to go down and then you're up in high altitude, so the temperature does drop. Like it's not as hot most of the time, especially if the sun goes down. So that's one of my tips. And then just make sure you're wearing comfortable things. Don't be wearing something. Don't try to be super fashionable. I feel like try to
Definitely
be
loose
comfortable.
pants or loose clothing. Yeah, because you're going to be sitting for so long. I always wear diapers. because
Oh,
on
okay.
everything except international, I don't get up and try to go to the bathroom, even though they're supposed to have an aisle chair
Yeah,
on the plane. Heavy on the
supposed to.
supposed to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but even if when they do, it's a difficult. I can't imagine having to do that, but that is, and if you have to do it, yeah, be I don't know, just be prepared, or like you said, that's a good tip. Yeah, use diapers. Like so,
if you're doing intermittent cathing, yeah, wear diapers just in case.
what I did.
Although we gotta do a shout out to Anthony Ricochet, who would cath in his seat.
Oh no, I know a lot of guys for rugby players that'll do it. They'll just do it like right under their hoodie or a little blanket, and like
Yeah,
no look, just flying blind. I don't know.
yeah, a little
But
harder for women.
I have the super pubic. Yeah, it's got to be a lot harder. I would assume it'd be a lot different.
I, I'm
But
not trying.
so for the longer flights, when I actually, well, really only when we went to Switzerland, because that was like an 11 and a half hour flight, straight through. So I wore my bedside drainage bag because instead of wearing a leg bag that was going to fill up, and I was going to constantly have to continue like emptying 3 or 4 times through the flight, I
Yeah,
just
no.
put the bigger bedside one on like I was going to be in bed because 11 hours is like a bed like
Phew.
so yeah, so I just did that and then I put it inside of like a canvas bag so you couldn't directly see it as clear. I just tied a little knot, tied the handles into a knot, and I just hung it off the hung the little hook off the strap on my cushion, so it's just kind of like
Oh, I got you.
between my legs, kind of down between my calves, and just rolled through the airport like that. And just,
Well,
I don't know, maybe some people notice, but
you bring up an interesting point. People always say sit on your cushion in the
oh, that's
airplane.
another good one. Yeah, make sure you
I
do.
find it uncomfortable because it makes you sit up so high. But now I didn't used to ever do that. Now I do because if I'm not comfortable, I can always put it behind my back. So yeah, that's what I do now.
Yeah, no, I would always suggest for sure sitting on your cushion if you're gonna be on a flight. The only times I hadn't was like when we did like a flight to like Vegas or Sacramento, where it was like an hour we were going to be in the air, or to Phoenix. Like I was like, I think I can handle the hour or two. I do shift a lot and move, but anything over that, I will pretty much always make sure to sit on my cushion. And actually, one thing that I have found too when I'm tall, I'm 6'1", so sitting on my cushion actually puts my legs at a better, more flat level that otherwise
Ah,
my knees are way up. Like I'm sitting at like an angle because the seats are low in airplanes. So like my butt's way down here, my knees are up above it, and I'm kind of at that weird angle, like slouched in, which will make me slide out a little bit sometimes. Like if I don't have the seatbelt on. So with the cushion, it lifts me up a couple inches, and I actually am a little more level and flat. But my head sticks over the seat, so I just look like I'm a giant. So
now if with your knee sticking up like that, can you put the tray down?
Um, without the thing, yeah, I kind of can because my legs are so long that where it's
Mhm.
higher is in front of the tray. So like my
Oh,
legs, the tray will kind of hit my legs. So, but it's the knees are in front of it. So like because they're out farther. So yeah, so like I can use them. But again, like I, like I haven't had I don't know. Like I haven't had any long flights where I've really needed like to do the tray. Like for just when I just get the pretzels or peanuts or whatever, I just eat it like the bag. Like and then the drink a lot of times I'll just hold because I don't trust that I won't spasm and kick that tray and kick that thing
oh no, good point.
over. So I'll just end
Well,
up holding it in my hand and drinking it pretty fast.
I always grab the window seat so that I can fall asleep against it. Same thing with not necessarily a hoodie, but sweater of some kind, so you can roll it up and use it as a pillow.
Yeah.
Um, Thanks, Tim. He's saying I'm positive. Yeah, I just believe that if you want to do something, then go ahead and try and figure it out. That's why we're sharing tricks. If you can get across, I mean, a lot of people take the aisle just because it's the first one you can sit in, so it's easier. I can scooch across, and then because I've noticed in the middle seat, which somehow it's
Middle seats.
always somebody who's 6'5" and 300 pounds in the middle seat. Sometimes they'll put the tray down and just sleep with their head on the
I've
tray
tried
because
that. I didn't.
they can't go this way or this way. I don't want them on my shoulder.
I have tried that actually. I using
Have
like
you?
bundling up my hoodie, putting the lap tray down, and like putting it like that was on the Switzerland flight. I tried that one because I was trying so hard to fall asleep because it was an
Didn't work.
overnight. We left at like 6, I think, p.m. So and then we got the Switzerland like 10 a.m. the next day or whatever for them their time. So it was just like we
Did you
lost
sleep?
a few hours here and there, dozed off, napped here. And I just couldn't really fall asleep like a deep like I couldn't get a good night's sleep. I just would like doze off, like try a different position, try things. So it's just really uncomfortable. But that's what I was gonna say too, because that was a couple years ago now, and over the last 2 years, Leah and I have done like road trips has been more of our thing, just because it's just a lot nicer for us. We can take the dog. We have all our stuff. We have all our supplies. Like it's just a lot.
You
A
take the
lot.
van?
Yeah, we take the van. Yeah,
Hmm.
yep. That's what the and I mean we haven't gone anywhere crazy far. We really just go to Joshua Tree, and but we do like a lot of longer just drives and things, and just go out sometimes for the day, even like up to like Mount Baldy. I've only really done like once. We've done. I want to do it more. She definitely wants to do it more. I just need to get on it.
Hey, wait a
but
minute. Didn't you do a road trip to the Chicago Expo one time?
oh no, I flew to Chicago. So no, we
When
drove
did
to
you do a
Phoenix,
road
but
trip with like Caitlin and Tom or somebody? Didn't
no,
you? I guess
no,
I'm
no.
making that up.
Yeah, no. That was that definitely. I was not trying to road trip across to Chicago. The only one the expo that we have driven to was the Phoenix one.
Phoenix.
And
Yeah.
that we did do little mini road trips. The first year we went with Brianna and her brother and boyfriend, and then or a couple years ago, last time we went, right, I brought Sarab and Luis and on my road trip, and so it was kind of fun. The three of us, three shares, makes for a wild little road trip ride there to Phoenix, and that's like in the heat, desert, sun. So we weren't getting out and hanging out a lot. It was but it was cool. It's cool to be able to do. And
Well,
um,
Phoenix is next month. Actually, it's about 2 weeks away now. So,
yeah, no, it's coming up soon. Yeah, that's what. Oh, David Washington says his service dog flies with him. And yeah, if you have a service dog, um, that's awesome because that's what I feel like that's the best thing to be able to do is take your service dog and um, like because they can go anywhere, and they just have to be an actual certified service dog. You can't just for the
so David,
plane.
I've
I know you
I've
can't
applied
claim.
to I applied to Canine Companions. Gosh, I think it's been 2 years now, and did the went down there, and so now I'm on the list. And the one thing I've specifically requested is I need a dog that will travel with me, that will fly with me, and will be at the expo with me, so they won't be freaked out by crowds, etc., etc. So pretty soon, I don't know when, sometime in the next 2 years, hopefully you'll
Awesome.
see me at the shows with my service dog.
That's really cool. Yeah, congratulations. I know that the Canine Companions, for anybody that doesn't know, is a really amazing program, but there is a major waiting list. But they train these dogs are like bred and trained to be service dogs. They vet them all, like lots of testing, lots of like. And then what's great too is a lot of them that don't end up making the test. People can get some really amazing smart dogs still,
Yeah,
just because they may have had some like minor issue. Because to be a official certified canine companion service dog, they have to be like extreme. Like I'm so no like no
no,
issues,
yeah,
100%.
no issues.
Like, but yeah, no, that's awesome. That's really cool. That was something that I had always thought about doing early on in my injury. People always said like, especially Tommy Hollenstein, because I met Tommy in the
Oh yeah.
hospital early on, and he always would be like, "Yeah, why don't you sign up? Like, just put your name on the list." Type of thing. Like, I thought about it
Yeah.
and stuff, but it just I don't know. I didn't at that time especially want to be like trying to take a dog everywhere I went. I wanted to,
Hmm.
um, I think,
Yeah.
but oh, that's cool. David actually trained his service dog himself with a professional trainer,
Oh, wow.
so that's cool.
Yeah. I know there are organizations where that will teach you to train your own dog, and then there's organizations, because I did a lot of research, that you have to pay anywhere from 10,000 to 25,000 in order to get your dog. And I chose Canine Companions because they're the
They're
closest
yeah,
here,
and
and they're
there's
free.
no cost. Yeah, there's no cost incurred except for I think coming because you have to go stay at the facility for I think for like 2 weeks because they train you, they match you and train you with the dog, so they will actually get one-on-one time with different dogs and train you, and that's really cool. And actually, I know a friend John who's a newer quad that I met out this direction out here. He, I think, actually, I think his dog just did pass all the tests and stuff, but he spent like a good year and a half or more, like working with a trainer and then doing all the different little certifications and like. I think he had final. He it took like almost the 2 years. I think he did pass his final
Yeah, it takes a
like
while for
to be
sure.
certified and stuff.
Yeah.
So
And the other thing I've done is I've ordered my RGK chair. It's the only chair that I know about, and I wish I could remember which model it is. But anyway, it comes apart into two pieces and can go in the overhead.
oh no
So
way.
I can't wait to try that. I'm guessing the first time I try it will be Fort Lauderdale in October because they said I should have it in the next month or so.
That's really
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome.
I'll
Besides,
let y'all know how it goes. But I mean, now the overhead is going to be the smart drive, the bag,
and
whatever it
that's
is, two halves of a wheelchair,
one
and
thing I will give another tip for anybody that's using a smart drive or like I use the emotion wheels, the power assist wheels, um, especially when these wheels were new in their first few years. I would ask somebody to take the wheels off of my chair, and those actually could be stored in the overhead bin because the wheels are they're heavy, but they're small enough to where I could get two of them side by side, and I could throw my bag in there and like side guards and anything else I took off the chair. Um, and that's one tip I will because you don't want to show up somewhere and have those be broken if you're
yeah,
especially if
no,
you're a quad with like and you really need those to get around. So that's another tip I will have for the flight. Maybe we can
yeah.
switch over a little bit and do some. You can talk a little bit about some of your hotel stuff, and then I'll even share about what we've been doing now. So the last couple of years, it's been really nice.
Well, hotels. Anybody who's any one of us who has stayed at a hotel has run into issues when you the minute you go in the room and they go, oh, an ADA room, huh? And the bed is up here, and the shower head is up there, and the towels are up there. So what I now do when I arrive, I make sure that I have someone come up with me, bring the luggage, come up with me, and then I keep him or her with me as I go through the list. I go into the room. First thing I do is look at the bed. If I can't get into it, if it's not here, I used to really strain and pop up to it and then getting out, risk falling, and I don't anymore. I just look at it and go, if it's too high, I go call engineering. You need to take the box spring out or the base,
The frame, yeah,
and you have to insist,
yeah,
but they will do it.
yeah. No, that was gonna be my thing. I That's what I've always had to do, and sometimes I've had people there that were able to do it for me, but I have plenty of times had, because I we've checked in later a lot of times when you fly into places and things, and like the service guy's gone, but I have had front desk
Yeah,
workers be like, "All right, I'll come help you out." I was like, "All right, thank you."
yeah.
And just like come up and help get it out, and then just like they won't do as much as the service people will, because the service people will break it down usually and like take it
Mhm.
out of the room a lot of times. Like a lot, the other employees a lot of times I've had them just prop it like
Up
kind of
against the wall.
yeah up against the wall, which a lot of times they have the gap where in between one of the beds and the wall where I couldn't roll through anyways. So it's
Hmm.
like those like that smaller space. It's like yeah, throw it in there and like, and then that way yeah, it drops it down. One time, like you had mentioned, either doing the box spring or the bottom frame. One
Right.
time, the bottom frame, I forget what the situation exactly was, but it wasn't removable.
Yeah.
So only the box spring was. But but by pulling the box spring out, that bottom frame only had like a few planks
I
across
know
it.
just what you're going to
So you
say.
put the mattress on it, but I could feel places where it would sink and dip the whole
It's like
weekend I was there.
sleeping in a canoe
That's
for
another
as long as you're there.
kind of
Yeah.
rough thing, but that is
Yeah.
a good tip. And most hotels, that I mean, I've never had them like deny me and be like flat out no. I have had
One.
them say tomorrow the service guy will be here and they can do it, and like kind of had to figure it out for a night. But that was
I've had to fight, and the way I usually fight is okay. So imagine that, depending on the age of the person, imagine you or me. You can't get into the bed. What would you do tonight? That works. Or if it's an older person, God, it works great. Imagine it's your child. What would you tell? What would you tell them? How would they get through the night? Or imagine it's your mother. So that's how I get people to do things for me. Gentle manipulation
gentleman.
instead of when I really want to throw a fit. But
uh,
gentle
I was gonna,
manipulation works a lot better.
yeah, and I actually was shout out to friend Chad who's actually runs Chair Life. If anybody knows, like makes some really cool
Yeah.
hookets and tray things. He came out for the LA Expo. He flew out for one night. He came out. He flew in early in the morning. He came, helped out a little bit at our booth, cruised around the expo, stayed one night, flew out the next afternoon. He came to the expo and flew out. But the
Wow.
person he brought to help wasn't helpful. I guess then I'm not sure exactly the details, but he ended up sleeping in his chair for the night. But
Oh,
he luckily has this really cool. He has a manual chair sitting on a power chair base that him and another guy designed, but it tilts. It has a manual tilt function, so he was able to tilt and lean his head against like the sink and make a little pillow,
oh,
which is just awful and terrible for someone to have to do. So like, I don't ever advise that, but like, I'm just telling like that's just a story to stay away from. Make sure
yeah,
if you are traveling with somebody that they will be helpful.
yeah. Well,
Uh-oh.
travel is an adventure. It is.
And it
And an
can be,
adventure never goes 100% right. That's part of the adventure. I like
yeah,
traveling by myself for that reason because nobody's going to whine. The worst is if you're traveling with somebody and all they do is whine about it. And I just want, it's an
yeah.
adventure. So you go with it and you figure it out,
Just
right?
go, yeah, yeah. Just go with the flow. That's
Go with the flow.
it
Yeah.
can. I know it can be frustrating at times, but yeah, just I think trying just to make the best out of it. I guess just do what you
And curb
can.
your expectations. If you go in with the expectation that nothing's going to go wrong, no, you're going to be disappointed. I go in with the expectation that about a third of it is going to be a fight, and usually I'm impressed. Oh, let's talk about one thing with hotels. If you ever want to use the swimming pool, so far 90% of the time, the pool lift does not work. The reason it doesn't work is they always use electric lifts instead of using the pool lift that works on water pressure, which makes perfect sense. But they use an electric lift that has a battery. They take the battery out so that it isn't sitting in the sun, and they never charge it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm telling you, 90% the pool lift won't work. And I don't know if that's an ADA thing or if you can sue over it or what to do, but it is very, very disappointing.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I've actually never tried to use a pool lift. Never, just usually when we're traveling, like it was either
Fast.
for yeah, it was more
Yeah.
just it wasn't as much of a. But I've always thought about trying. Thought it like looked cool, but
Well, when I was
yeah,
just in Vegas, when it's 114, either you stay in your room or if you're going to go out, then the swimming pool is really kind of a
the best
necessary
place.
option.
Yeah,
So I was very, very angry when the pool lift didn't work. Just because I went down with my friends and I was like, okay, I'm going 80-20 that it's not going to work. That's my experience. And then, yeah, now it's 90%.
Yeah.
But what they did do is they allowed us to go into the luxury hotel next door and use their pool where the pool
There
lift
you go.
worked.
So I guess there's perks. You got to take advantage of the. You get to the luxury
That's
one.
that's where the gentle manipulation comes in. Yeah, I was shaking. I was so angry, but I used the gentle manipulation too. So
All right. And yeah, that's a um, really cool, I guess, for people that I don't know what we can do to change that, like to get people if people find something, but yeah, pe- start a movement.
strongly worded
Yeah,
letter. Strongly worded letter is coming to MGM, and they own so many hotels. I'm gonna see what happens. I already talked to a lawyer. Not to sue them and make money. Really not interested. I just want them to change what they're doing.
yeah,
Right?
just put a new system in place.
Just
Find some
change your
other,
behavior, people.
maybe just like once a month, charge the battery. Some system in place that would work.
Yeah.
Um, and then real quick, I was gonna move on and talk a little bit about like the Airbnb stuff we've been doing, but I forgot that Olivia Black Olive had two questions earlier on the travel, which actually the compression stockings that actually does apply for both air travel and road trips. So I can the first time I used them for like travel was when I did the Switzerland trip. That long of a trip, I did actually get some compression socks, and I wore those for the flight. I really tried to make sure to be smart about it, and a lot of that was Leah's influence. She was the one that told me
That's
that I
a
should
good
probably
mate.
do that, but
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I have thought about that more and more, and now I have the couple pair, so I could use them more often, and maybe should for like some of the road trips or different work, at least in the car for a few hours even.
But they're
But
such a bitch to put on.
yeah,
It's really a fight. I'm looking, I think they make ones with the zippers
oh
that I
yeah,
might try out. Crazy Socks, their website Crazy Socks has them in all these gorgeous patterns and, matchy matchy for everything. There's wild, there's like armor, and there's mermaids, and everything like that. But you still have to fight to get them on.
yeah. Well, that's I don't. I feel like they're maybe not too much harder than I wear like a tighter, smaller socks, and oh, they are harder. Okay, they're a lot harder. Leah's,
Oh, is Julia the one
because
that
she's
does
the
it?
one that helped me get them on. So, but I use little toe socks actually in my everyday. I use those ones with all the little toe fingers.
The post?
Yes, because I
Oh,
found
poor Leah.
I found for me that it seems to help because I get a lot of spasms, and sometimes my feet, like I don't know if this happens for a lot of people, but like I'll get a little bit of a tremor, and if I can like really calm my body and like it'll kind of like die out. But if I move or if I'm doing something while that happens, it like chain reactions through my body, like it's just like everything. And I've
Wow.
noticed my toes seem to start a lot of those spasms. And by having that slight bit of like doling
Stimulation.
material between the toes, so now there's like sock material in between them. They're not rubbing directly. They have like a little barrier so that it kind of like stems the because my toes will curl in. So like when they curl,
Yeah,
they
mine
kind
too
of
now.
like yeah. So that's one thing I do. I know they're not the easiest to get on either because I used to be able to get socks on my own if I needed to, but I can't do the toe sock. So Leah helps me with
Well,
those socks that I can't.
they make they were called tabbies in the old days, but they make toe shoes,
Yeah, they make
and
the little toe shoes. They're supposed to be almost like a barefoot.
I'm wondering if that'll help my toes not curl because that's
It
just
might.
happened since my last surgery.
That might because it might hold them a little bit of like each toe is supported a little bit, so it might not. I don't know. Maybe try it. Yeah, but that is one of the things for me that's like helps. And so I couldn't find compression toe socks, so I have just the regular ones, regular compression socks.
Anyway, Olivia, what I do, where did I get them? Zappos. There's they make boots that wrap around in Velcro, and they're made of stretchy material, so that you can put them on as tight as you want to, and they are compression, but they're easy to get on and off, and you don't have to have a shoe in addition to that. You don't have to have
Oh,
a
okay.
sock in addition to that. So that's what I use when I fly.
Okay. That's cool. Good tip
So,
for people. Yeah, that's a good tip.
Robert, why are they easy to put on and take off?
I don't
Do
know.
they
He
have the
uses the brand is Wello, he says, and they're
you
much
know?
better than the other socks I have. So yeah, maybe Robert found a good pair. Thanks for the info on that. Because yeah, I don't remember what our brand was, but
Check out
yeah.
Zappos for the boots that fold over. I highly recommend them, and they look pretty cool too.
Okay. What are they called again? Do you remember? Well, I
I
can.
don't
Okay.
don't.
Well, if we do remember later, I can always add it to the description later.
Yeah, yeah. I can go pull them out and see what they have to say. It's like Yamashiro's or Yashuki or Yashashuki or Yashishiki or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, no, that's
Somebody
fine.
do me a favor, look at Zappos and find them.
On
Fold
Zappos.
over
Okay.
boots. Yeah, Velcro boots.
Okay. That honestly probably is easy enough to search. Zappos
Yeah,
Velcro boots. I bet you that will come up. I'll
yeah,
try to do it after. But yeah, no, that is cool. So that's a good tip for people. And compression socks, definitely if you have limited function, ambulatory function, sensory function, uh,
yeah.
good idea to have the compression socks for a
Do you
lot.
want to talk briefly, because we want to get to Airbnb, but do you want to talk briefly about emergency evacuation when you're on an airplane?
Sure, because we actually are planning an emergency preparedness show for next month, since it's actually emergency preparedness month.
Oh,
Something
good.
that's
Well,
really important for people with disabilities. So,
I can get maybe I can get raw. I'll show you the Adapt sling. Some of you may have seen it at the expo, but what I do when I travel, there's ADAPTS. It's a kind of a rescue sling like the fire department uses, but it folds up. It's about that big. And so when I get on an airplane, I stretch it over my seat. I tell the flight attendants, but I also tell the people around me, hey, if we have to evacuate, I'm already sitting in this thing. All you got to do is you grab the top, you grab the bottom, take me over to where the slide is, give me a shove.
give me. All right, that's actually really good fun. Thank you.
The
That's a good.
one time that they actually were discussing evacuation, just in case, and they said, okay, how many people are in wheelchairs? So you'll need our help to evacuate. On this flight, there were 11.
Wow.
And they said, I don't remember which airline it was, but I remember they said, well, you're going to be the last off. They don't want to be the last off. They
Yeah,
really,
that's probably a little bit of a scary. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I talk to my nice neighbors, because I can't count on the flight attendants being able to prioritize me. But chances are the people around me are not going to go, oh, I'll leave her behind. I'm out of here.
I feel like that is smart to because the flight attendants are going to be trying to do all their stuff, and like you said, there's 11 on that flight. Like you talk to your couple neighbors and maybe you know, get to know them a little for a minute before the flight, build a slight little rapport, and then they won't want to leave you to die. So
Well, so I'm sitting on a bright neon yellow, like a sheet,
yeah,
plastic sheet or whatever it's made out of. So people will ask me, what's that for? And that's a nice little intro to, oh, that's how you rescue me if we happen to be in an emergency situation.
yeah, that's smart. Thank you. That's actually a really good tip for people. That's a good thing to add for even when we talk about emergency preparedness next month. That's a good.
Yeah, if you want me on that show, I'll bring the adapts and I can show it to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can let you know, and that's super
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I've actually never thought about that. Oh, I've thought about it. I just tried not to think about it, and hopefully,
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to think about it. But I mean, I fly all the time and I've never had an emergency, an actual emergency. They
yeah,
just talk.
neither have I. But there's so many things in the news recently with planes running off runways and different things. So
Oh,
I
man.
feel like that's actually a good tip. I would suggest that to people. Go ahead and like maybe start using one of those.
Oh yeah, I actually changed my flight going back to the expo in New Jersey last May. I was supposed to fly into Newark, and the air traffic controllers were walking off the job, and I went, I think I'll fly into an airport where they have air traffic controllers. Just seems like a better thing. So I did. I changed to JFK.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, so that is one of the scary things right now, and why I'm even I don't have any reason right now to fly anywhere at the moment, but like I feel like if I did, I would be a little bit nervous at the moment, like just with everything.
Yeah,
Well, at
yeah,
least more nervous than I always was before, because I used to just be like, no, it's because you hear the statistics like how like the numbers of like one it like how many car accidents happen to plane crashes, and you're like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
you're not.
Or it's more dangerous to take a bath. More people slip in the bathroom than
But yeah,
crash
like
in
those little statistics and stuff to like
there.
try to help
Hmm.
ease you. But
All right, Airbnb.
yeah,
Talk.
so that's what we've been starting to do these last couple years now, is trying to find Airbnbs. And Airbnb, if people don't know, can be anything from a full house to a room. Um, to like people just kind of rent spaces out, and some of them are maybe not ideal. They're like houses where it's like you rent the guest house, the family's still living there, but you have whatever, like, or you're renting a room. But we've just done like smaller houses, like, which is it's not even, it's a one bedroom cabin basically is like where we go. So it's just like a bedroom, a bathroom, and then like the living room, kitchen area, kind of dining room, all like one, open space there. um, but it's on 5 acres of property, and it's
Ooh.
and the neighbors, there are neighbors, but our neighbors are like 100 yards away in either direction. So it's like just so peaceful and quiet, and like that's what we want. We don't want to be like
Yeah.
on the Vegas Strip partying like all night with like like the drinks and like we neither of us drink, neither of us do any like partying. So for us, that's like we just want to have like a peaceful escape. And the one tip I'm gonna make sure to give, because I was searching, like I was trying to put every checkbox because they have all the accessibility features. You can do, stepless entry to flat entry to certain wide level doors. You can all these things you can check the boxes that you need these accessibility features. But I found that a lot of the houses don't click those features, even if they sometimes do or have some of those things. So what we kind of started searching for was like just stepless entry into home, stepless entry into bathroom, like basically the simple, like just
Right.
basically. And then it narrows the search quite a bit still, but you still have a lot of options. And then we've done things like message the owner and been like, how wide is that bathroom, like the door, and like they will measure for you and tell you
Yeah.
how wide the bathroom opening is, the like for the shower, for the door, um how tall a lip might be, like
Hmm.
all those little things. So they'll that's what's kind of been nice, is you just have a little bit more like choice of things, and you can really find like something that'll be really nice. And if you're traveling with like your family, those are cool because you can sometimes get bigger houses. Like you don't have to get the single cabin thing. Like we have seen a bunch of houses on there that are like 3 4 bedroom houses, so you could go,
Wow.
and they're still only like a couple $100s a night for like a
That's
four.
really great.
So like you can a lot of times get the like just really good prices, and especially if you were to travel with friends or family and split it and things like that. But but yeah, so that's worked really well for us. It's been really nice, and for us even we found one that we just really like, and it's not even like he I think he advertises it as like um handy friendly or something like that, because it's not like a like there is a small, the front door has a lip to it, so if I went by myself I wouldn't be able to get in, but there's sliding glass doors on every single, there's two in the bedroom and two in the in the living room area, and those all have like zero, like a tiny little threshold that's like to get over. Julian, did you freeze? I think she did. Sorry. I think. But I know. Julian froze, I think. So, if you can still hear me, you can just maybe try to hang up, call back. There we go. I think she's probably trying to pop back in. But yeah, so that's what we found. And so, like, Leah's able to open the front door, and then from the rest of the weekend, the sliders are where I'm going. There's patios to all. Every slider goes to a patio. Um, so like we just found something that worked really well for us, and that's what you can do if you are looking for something like that. Um, and yeah, hopefully Julianne will come back. But yeah, I would honestly really suggest it for people. If you're traveling by yourself, it might be kind of hard. You'd have to maybe find like a real like accessible type like where it is maybe full stepless entry into the front and everywhere. But yeah, and that's what Leah also just mentioned in the chat. She actually bought this a couple little different ramps. Like this one's really cool. There's like a bunch of different little aluminum pieces, and you can either make like a 1 inch ramp up to a 4 inch ramp. You can make it less steep, more steep. You can make it go up and over a threshold. Like you basically have a bunch of different options to put it together. And then yeah, we used a couple of wood scrap pieces on one of the doors for the bathroom door is almost level, but there's a little bit of an extra lip than the slider doors on some of them. So or it's just it's just the shower chair. My chair I can get in and out of that one easy, but the shower chair is hard. And we go outside because there's an outdoor shower, so it's basically a roll-in shower. I can roll and shower in the desert and feel the freedom of nature. And it's quite quite nice. So there we go. Got Julian back. All right, got you back. I was talking,
Yay! Was
and
it
I
you
was like,
two or was it just me?
no, well, you froze on the screen, and I was
Yeah.
talking to you, and I was just talking and talking, and for a minute I was like, wait, she hasn't like moved her face in a while. But I don't know if you heard what I was talking about.
No, once I froze, it went silent.
But so what I was saying was, so the front door where we go actually isn't. If I was by myself, it has about a 3 inch lip to
Yeah.
get in. So I wouldn't be able to get in the front door by myself. But it has four sliding glass doors, two in the living room area, one right next to the front door, and then
Uh-huh.
two in the bedroom, two off the bedroom. Each side of the bedroom is like opens up as well. And the sliders only have tiny little threshold lips, like,
Oh,
and
that's
I can
convenient.
roll over those pretty easily. Like the only one that we have some issue with, and in my chair is fine, but the back door that goes out the bathroom to the back patio, that one is also I can roll in and out in my chair, but I can't quite with the shower chair. And I do with the shower chair because, like Leah mentioned, they have an outdoor shower on this back patio, and so I can roll out of the bathroom and
Wow.
shower in the desert. Just like, so when the weather's nice and it's 100 degrees out there, 90 degrees out there, it's so nice to shower outside in the desert, and it's just feels good. I can just see for miles of desert like in front of me. It's pretty
So is
cool.
this house in Joshua Tree then?
Yeah, that's where we like to go. So
Oh,
we just
that's
love
where
the
you guys like to
desert
go.
area. Yeah, no, it's really nice. And we both really like mountains. Leah actually probably prefers the mountains, but mountains in a wheelchair is really hard. There's always, even the houses and things are like multiple levels. There's almost
Mhm.
none that have no steps to them. They're just very, it's a lot more inaccessible. So the desert has
Yeah,
a lot of flat, nice areas that are really easy to like navigate, and like we do
yeah.
hikes every day. Like like right now I have the free wheel, so we do that. But I have that e-cycle that I just got from a grant and supposed to be ordered, and hoping to use that in the future there, and like just being outside and
Which
just
e-cycle did you get? Which
um
brand?
it's a stricker or striker. It's the
Striker,
same one
like
Bobby
Bobby's.
has. Same, it's actually the same one Bobby has. The
Hmm.
orange one that he has in the back, like he's had for a little bit now. So it's that same one because I know we're fairly similar in function level, even like height and size. Like Bobby,
Yeah.
I think is also 6'1" or 6'2". Um, so it it I just thought it would be. I went on his recommendation that that one would work well for me, and
Did the Kelly Brush Foundation come through with a grant?
I got Kelly Brush, I got High Fives Foundation, and for the last like almost thousand little bit, Triumph kicked in the last bit of it for me. So
Nice.
So I got 3 grants to cover it because it was almost $9,000. So like that's a they yeah.
Oh, thanks, Leah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I used to, as an able body, I used to go to those health and wellness retreats out in the desert. Just never done
Yeah,
it in a chair.
yeah, and that's what there are a bunch of those too. We see them like we pass by a couple. There's one. There's actually right by the place we stay. There's this really cool place. He does like alien it's like a huge thing. He's like an artist, and it has like art shows, but it has like this whole alien thing to it. Like he does alien show thing. I don't know. We always have talked about trying to go check it out because we pass by it when we go come and go every time. We're like, there it
Well,
is.
alien and deserts kind of go together.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
that Area 51 thing.
I'm
You know,
telling you, the first night, the first time we had went there last year, the first night we were there, we were out there looking up at the sky.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
swear to God, there was something neither one of us could figure out and explain. It moved all weird. The light then it disappeared and then it reappeared, and we were like, aliens
and
for
you
sure.
say you don't drink, huh?
I tried to film it on the phone, but it just you can kind of see the little light moving, but
Yeah.
um,
Somehow it never comes out on the phone. Is that part of the alien experience,
I
you
think
think? They
so. They
kind
have
of block.
technology that blocks it. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Alien Expo. Oh my gosh. If I'm not at the other expo, I'll go.
Yeah, that's
I wish
that would
Dan
be
were
fun.
here. He would love the Alien Expo. He watched Ancient Aliens and all that stuff.
I used to watch Ancient Aliens. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it in quite a few years now, but yeah, I used to binge some of those Ancient Alien shows. Sometimes, some days earlier in my injury, for sure, I would just be like, so so into it.
So you have been going back to the same Airbnb. Have you gone to other ones like in other towns?
So we actually tried another one out that way one of the times, and it was nice. And it was a little bit bigger of a house. Like it wasn't that much. So it had like an extra bedroom, um, but the bathroom wasn't actually. The shower was going to be a little bit too tight for me
Mhm.
to get through safely without like tearing my legs up and things.
oh yeah.
So Leah had to. She like fully makeshifted, and now we have it like really dialed in.
No, we
But
didn't.
she
At that one,
at
we
that
did
one,
that
no,
one.
that one we didn't have it dialed in
We
at
made
all.
our own.
At that one, all we did
Make
was
it happen.
roll. I because we had already done the outdoor shower at the other place, so I was like, let's just go on the patio. And we were prepared that it might not work, so we brought a camping shower. One of those ones, I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a pump,
Yeah, I do.
an electrical or portable shower.
And then
You
the
put
ice
it in a
Yeah.
bucket, and then it was really hot out there,
So use the ice.
so we used our big ice chest that we bring a bunch of food in. We filled the ice chest with water,
Right by the road.
and then I just showered. Yeah, like and it and that one was not as secluded as our other one. The other one is like 5 acres. There's literally nothing like 2 miles behind us. This one was
So if
like
you had an
road
audience for this,
50 yards away and like little so it was a little bit sketchier, but we made it work. We figured out what to do.
I
But
was
that
picturing Leo with a hose. Yeah.
no, we didn't go to the full
Hey,
hose,
John.
but we thought about it.
I would have done it.
That's what she was like. She I would have done it, but yeah, like we
We
would
had a
have.
portable shower though.
Might
But
have
we
been
have
fun.
that. Yeah, we have the little
No,
electric pump shower thing. It's a little portable one. Oh yeah, and that's what I will actually mention. So she actually thought of because at home where we live, our shower is a sunken shower, so it's like 2.5 feet below the floor, like 3 feet below the floor. So it's like I wouldn't be able to get down in there. There's steps to get down into it. Like it's an old like it's a, like older design, and it just wasn't going to be something we could use. So she actually thought of and made completely like it's we got a 3x3 containment berm, which for people that's actually people use in automotive things to like put an oil drum in because it won't leak liquid. It's like a sealed little thing, and it's got walls
Mhm.
that are about 6 to 8 inches high on it. And what we did, the walls are just like a styrofoam kind of piece. She slit one of the walls, pulled the styrofoam piece out. We don't cut the edges. We just took that out so it didn't have like a rigid edge. And then we're able to fold that side down, and I can roll straight into it with the little roll-in shower thing, with the rolling shower commode. And then all she does is pop it back up, and roll a towel and put a towel behind it, and then we have a sump pump, like a pump that pumps a lot of water. So I'm next to the shower. I can still use the shower head. She just hands me the shower head. I can still
Mm-hmm.
hold and use the shower head like normal. Like we made, she also made shower curtain rods that hang off the wall, so they swing out, and then we can just basically throw up shower curtains. Like she just, she literally
Oh, you
thought
need
of all
to do a
this.
video of this, Sean. You
That's what I
really
know, and it's honestly doable for like under a couple $100. You can get the pump, the berm, and everything if you're be able to be next to a shower that you could like take the shower head off and use it. And yeah, I can just shower in there. Once it starts to fill up with some water, she plugs the pump in, and that sucker drains in like a couple of minutes, and
yeah,
it's
I got to
done.
see
And
this.
my feet are not in the water because my shower chair is like the rolling kind, and I have
Mhm.
feet rest on it, and they stay up and above any of the water. So like it's not like I'm in
You're
like
not
bath water type of thing, you know, or in
you're
like.
not getting soggy.
Mm-mm. So it's crazy. Yeah, she literally came up with everything. It's just like she's like, yeah, I think this will work. We can do it here, and we'd be able to do it anywhere we travel if there's no shower. I'm like, okay, like
Really amazing.
because I could not figure out how we're like. She kind of tried to tell me a couple times, and I just like trying to picture it. I'm like, that sounds okay. Like, let's try it, and it honestly works so good. Like, it literally, it's a regular shower. Like, I don't feel like I'm in any different thing than a regular. I got
Spacious.
yeah, it's I got space. Like, it works. So
What an
that's a tip
amazing
for
life
people.
you've got.
Tip for people that are traveling maybe and want to do something else, or for camping. Like we have that portable one because Leah mentioned in the chat earlier. She used to camp a lot. Like that was that's her more way of like road trip and camp and like outdoors fully like. So for me that's a little hard, but we're trying to figure out kind of what like works good for us. But like I would love to figure out some way to kind of camp, but that's an option for us. Like we have literally the berm thing, and then if we just use that portable electric camping style one with a bucket, like I could camp potentially pretty easily.
Now, when you're driving, are you in the car seat or are you in your wheelchair?
So I typically either drive or like right now I'm having trouble driving the longer distances. So last time we went to Joshua Tree, I couldn't drive the entire drive. My arm just gets too sore and tired without the reduced effort steering. But I'm able actually to angle. My seat has a swivel base seat for the driver's seat,
Yeah,
and I can
driving.
angle it kind of at like a 45-degree angle towards the passenger seat, move it as
Mhm.
far forward as I can, and I can actually transfer from that seat to the passenger seat. So I will
Yeah,
actually sit in the passenger seat for the longer drives. Like I don't mind if we're going around town, it's like 5-10 minutes, whatever, sitting in the
right.
back of the sitting in my chair. But I don't really like being in there for more than like a half hour.
Yeah.
It gets a little uncomfortable and not like yeah, probably just not the greatest, safest. I don't feel.
Well, Jeanette suggested that on one of my old cushions, I have the J cushions, I took the gel pack out and put that in the driver's seat so that I'm sitting not, I couldn't sit on my whole cushion or I'd be sitting up too high and my legs would hit the steering wheel. But just having the gel pack right on my sits bones just gives me a little extra cush because, God, 30 years I've never had a pressure sore and I'm not about to start.
Yeah, no, I know that's a good record. So that's really good.
Hey, aren't we supposed to talk about mobility professionals and urology professionals?
Yes, I didn't ever actually think, and we're past 10. Geez, that went by so really fast. Okay, let me go
Yeah.
ahead and thank our sponsors. Yes, thank you.
Wait a minute, Leah's got a great question.
Oh, we
What's
got one
something
more.
someone should know who is traveling with you that would make it a more comfortable experience? Don't whine.
Don't
Well, we
whine.
already established
She
that.
likes that one.
No whining.
She likes that one. She always tells me I'm whining.
A more comfortable experience.
um,
Well, for me, it's if I want something, if I need something, I will tell you. Don't hover. That's just my style.
okay, yeah, that's like that makes it more comfortable if you're traveling with somebody they
Yeah,
know.
and please God, don't be in a hurry because this is vacation. This is travel. Don't push
Yeah, so you
me.
don't want to be stressed by like, let's go, we got to go, let's go. Like,
Yeah. No,
it,
no.
so
Then
that's
you
what.
go.
Are you more than like for us? That's what we've been talking about. It's more about just like we're gonna take our time on the drive. We're gonna relax there. We're not gonna like we don't aren't into trying to like book and do a bunch of different activities that are gonna be like scheduled and go and scheduled and go and
Right.
scheduled. It's more like let's just relax and
Yeah.
enjoy the peace of the vacation. You know, like
Yeah.
just so
Yeah. Because
yeah,
when you're home, you've always got a million things you should be doing. So it's harder to just give yourself the space and relax and not do anything. So when I go, even when I'm traveling for work, same thing. I do not want to be in a hurry. I want to enjoy the I want to enjoy the trip rather than the destination.
yeah. Yeah, no, that is much nicer. And that's what's really nice too about doing like kind of more just driving road trip travel because you don't have that airline deadline. Get to the airport 2 hours before. You got to get through security. You got to
Yeah.
go get your pre-board stuff. Go get it. Go get it.
And you never know if your TSA agent is going to be their first day on the job. And it's like, okay, they're going to explain everything and it's going to take 30 minutes. Just never know.
Yeah, no, I know. All right, let's go ahead.
All right, Lee and I have a road
I
trip in the
really lost
future.
track of time. I
I
didn't
know.
realize it was that
We
close
do that.
to the time. But yeah, let's go ahead and thank the sponsors, which I forgot to mention again in the beginning, but we do appreciate our sponsors, Mobility Professionals and Urology Professionals. Mobility Professionals, if you are here in Southern California, anywhere from I think San Diego up to like Central California, Mobility
Yep.
Professionals can help you out with any DME equipment. So if you need a new chair or you need a new commode, you need a rolling shower chair, you need something like that, give them a call. All the information's down below. They're really great, nice people. Dean, I'm just
Don
a great
Woods.
person,
Shout
and
out
Don. Yeah, Don. The whole company is very nice. They're very active in the community, and they also have their sister company, Urology Professionals, and they're nationwide. So if you need catheter supplies anywhere in the country, give them a call. They have really great customer service, and they will just kind of help you take care of everything on the phones. They won't, so you don't have to do the stuff with switching anything with your insurance and suppliers. Just kind of give them the info and let them take care of all the other stuff.
and they really care. They're
They do,
not
yeah.
just yeah, and they know what you're talking about. It's not dealing with a ton of able bodies who go. The first time I switched catheter companies, Medicare told me where I had to go, and they sent me those foot long round robins that are not catheters. They're torture devices from about 50 years ago. It's like that's what they thought a catheter was. It's just painful. So urology professionals, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, no, I know. That's one thing that I think I know Dean has really set the precedent, and Don just took that and like went with it and like of making sure to actually care about the customer and the person to not just try to sell as many supplies. Obviously, want to sell supplies like any
Yeah,
company, but they do the right things. They help support us. They help support a lot of other local nonprofits in the area. They come to different community events and all that.
yeah.
So we appreciate them. And let's see. I guess that is about it. I don't know if there was anything else. I was trying to think if there was any other.
What's your next show?
Next week, actually, on Tuesday, I've been doing we've been doing the last Tuesday of the month as just kind of an open discussion and Q&A. So that's what every month, kind of doing that and allowing people to kind of bring in whatever they want. So next week's just an open discussion, but next month we have, um, in no particular order here, but we do have the emergency preparedness one. We have a show on autonomic dysreflexia coming up. Uh, and then also another dude who's like a walking higher functioning quad, kind of talking about like incomplete stuff. He's really cool dude, Jerome Campbell. So we do have quite a few shows coming up scheduled for this next month. So
Sounds good.
awesome. All right, Julian, thank you again for
Oh, my
joining me,
pleasure. It's lovely to have a chance to
talking.
visit with you.
Yeah, I know, and sharing some really good information too. Yeah, some really helpful tips for people flying and in hotels. So yeah, hopefully you guys were able to take something from it or enjoy the hangout discussion. We'll see you guys next week on Tuesday, and live to roll, everybody.
Yeah.